What is this farm implement I found buried a foot deep on a farm in Saanich, British Columbia, Canada? It is cast iron, pretty rusted, and incredibly heavy, about 36 inches in diameter, and the only markings I could find are the numbers 1180 stamped on one side. Any idea what this thing would have been used for originally? It's the base of an old coal-fired home heating furnace. Here's one from a 1925 Wise Furnace Company catalog. The design isn't quite identical, but I think you'll see what I mean. It was cast in one piece, forming the bottom of the ash pit, and a substantial support for the outside galvanized iron casing. What is this thing I found at my grandma's house? She believes it was bought in Mexico, and that's all she remembers. It's not heavy, and it is hollow. The top part slides out and is just a solid rod, and the bottom has a removable metal piece with holes. Any idea what its purpose is? It's a 1950s churro extruder. Churro is a type of fried dough from Spanish and Portuguese cuisine. They are also found in Latin American cuisine, Philippine cuisine, and in other areas that have received immigration from Spanish and Portuguese-speaking countries, especially in France and the southwestern United States. They are normally eaten for breakfast, dipped in coffee, or in hot chocolate for an afternoon snack. This was found in my great-grandma's house. It might be something for posture, or something that makes you roll over to stop snoring. It's made of a fabric strap, with a buckle, a sewn-in piece of wood, and a wooden peg with string attached. Any idea what it could be? It's a World War II St. John's type tourniquet, designed for civilian air raid precautions. This tourniquet provided essential medical support during bombings. Its durable construction ensured effective use in emergencies. Today, it serves as a tangible reminder of civilian efforts and wartime challenges. What is this thing found in my grandma's house? My mum found this in some of my grandma's belongings, and we're really not sure what it is. The disc is cast iron and 6 inches in diameter. I'd be really interested to know what this is or what it's used for. It's a damper for a wood stove chimney, which can be adjusted like a valve. This controls airflow into the firebox after you close the doors. When you choose to set your wood stove damper open or closed, you can exert some level of control as to how fast and hot a fire burns. This keeps your house at optimal temperatures and your wood consumption to a minimum. It was patented on August 17, 1937 by Carl R. Anderson of Erie, Pennsylvania for the Griswold Manufacturing Company. What is this thing found in my grandma's house? It has a cast iron handle and interlocking chainmail loops. Each is about 3/4 of an inch round. It is marked "Patented" on one side and 6 or 9 on the other side of the handle, around 12 inches long by 5 inches at its widest point. Any idea what this is made for? It's an antique steel pot scrubber. I found it listed on a 1908 Sears Roebuck catalog, listed as a steel ring pot scraper, and sold it for 4 cents. Cleaning cast iron pots and pans or any other messy food preparation was a kitchen chore in the olden days, so this invention of a chain link pot scrubber came in handy. What is this thing that appears to be a scale of some sort? This is at one of my family's neighbors, in their yard. I can't really read the text well. It looks like it's German or French possibly. The neighbors moved and left it, so we can't ask, and we are so curious. Any information would be greatly appreciated. It's a 19th century Noguera wine barrel scale from Béziers, France. It can be completely disassembled for transport, and they are quite valuable. Here's one I found that was sold for $7,500 US. What is this car my grandfather owned? We're not sure where he got it. He passed away 12 years ago, and we found some pictures after my grandma passed just a few months ago. Any ideas? It's a Laser 917 kit car, a replica of the Porsche 917 race car. built on a Volkswagen Beetle pan with a Volkswagen motor. Kit cars were seemingly huge back in the 70s and 80s. There have been a lot of kit cars trying to replicate the classic McLaren, Porsche, Lotus, Lola, Ferrari cars, as well as others that tried to evoke that style without being a direct copy. What is this thing I found in my late grandma's house? It measures 5.5 inches tall and 4.5 inches across the bell-shaped section. The handle is cast metal and no maker's mark of any kind. Do you have any ideas about it? It's an antique vegetable or meat cutter, also called a bell chopper. It's a kitchen tool for cutting up veggies and meat faster. It was patented on May 2, 1893 by Nelson R. Streeter for the NRS and Company of Groton, New York. What is this wooden contraption I found in the attic of an old country house in Czechia? The top part is an open container that rolls on the round sticks under it. The bottom is likely just a stand with storage and has little doors from the other side. My theory is that two people would stand on the opposite sides of it, hold the top container by the handles, and move it back and forth. The whole apparatus can be dismantled as there are no nails, and everything is put together using various carpentry joints. Probably some sort of agricultural, food production, or processing machine. Any suggestions? It's called a box mangle or a cold press mangle, used to press linens, sheets, and tablecloths. It is said to have been invented in the 17th century in Eastern Europe and brought to the United States by Russian and German immigrants. The large box on top was filled with rocks, often over 400 pounds, that resting on a series of long wooden rollers. Basically, you roll your damp linen tightly on one of the wooden rolls. Sometimes they were enclosed in a sheet in order to keep the laundry clean. When the rollers were filled, one or two people pulled on levers or turned cranks to move the heavy box back and forth. While it may seem like a more complicated process than using an electric iron, a mangle could iron all of the family's items in less than 10 minutes. What kind of knives are these? I found them at an antique shop today. The shop owner said they were used for making quill pens, but they look like fleams to me, a type of knife particularly popular during Victorian times and used for bloodletting. Approximately 6 to 6.5 inches or around 15 to 16 centimeters long. Any ideas? Please tell us down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.